This is the Hideaway. It's a Pete Dye course, and this is my sim round from today. Drive up the first tee was pretty good. Nice little draw in there, center of the fairway. We'll take that 10 out of 10 times. That shot leaves me about 100 yards in. This is a 54-degree wedge. Threw it up there and landed it just on, but outside the gimme zone. Putting on the sim is pretty tough, so I have it at 8-foot gimmies, and I'll take a par here. Hole 2 is a 381-yard par 4. This drive, I kind of overdrew it a little bit. Ended up in the left side in the sand trap here. That left me about 125 yards out, and I hit a pitching wedge here. I pulled it left as well, so I'm not getting a great start on this second hole. Let's try to get it up and down with a chip and a putt. Chip was up, and it's actually pretty good, right inside the gimme zone, and we'll take a par on this one.
These are balls I'm using Z-Star.
Hole 3 is another par 4. I feel like I hit a pretty decent drive. I thought it was going to draw in the fairway nicely, but it did end up in the right side rough. Ended up with another 100 yards in. This is a 54-degree wedge, and I chunked it. It was not a pretty shot. Ended up short, but on the green, probably about 40 foot away for a par putt. I've got to say, I did lag this one up there pretty well. I'll take the par. Big par 5 over the water. I tried to crush this ball and ended up leaving the face open, flaring it out to the right. Not one of my better shots of the day. I'm hitting an Apex UW here. I really just wanted to get this up there into wedge range. And I did that, hit a good shot, ended up with about 50 yards in. Well, I got the short wedge in that I wanted. I just didn't give it enough mustard. Barely got it on the front edge of the green. It trickled up. I do have a really long putt for birdie here. One of these days, I'll make one of these putts. I'm getting closer and closer on the sim. I just haven't quite dialed in the putting yet. I'll take a par. Hole 5 is a longer par 4, and I didn't really make great contact here. Left the face open again. Just didn't get it out there very far. After that weak drive, I have about 180 in, so I'm hitting a 6-iron. I kind of chunked this one too. Didn't go as far as I thought it was going to. So I've got a chip and a putt. This one is painful watching back. I kind of sculled it and right over the green. Ooh, yikes. Let's chip it from the other side. It's tracking. Love to see the chip in here for the par save. Hole 6 is 155 par 3. I'm hitting an 8-iron here. Kind of got off balance in the finish, didn't I? No worries. That one struck pretty well. It's tracking to the green. Stays on the left side. Another long birdie putt, and I swear I am going to make one of these days. But for now, we'll take a par. Hole 7 is another par 5, and this one I did hit really well. Right in the center of the fairway. Good shot. Didn't quite get enough to go for it in 2, so I'm hitting a 3-wood here just as far as I can. End up leaving myself about 50 yards to the green. Another little wedge in. Man, I really feel like I need to work on these little 40, 50-yard shots because there's no excuse that I can't get this in the gimme zone. But another opportunity to make a birdie putt and another opportunity to come up just short. Hole 8 is 155 yards, a par 3. I'm hitting an 8-iron here. I'm happy with this shot. It did kind of go left a little bit, but on the green, and we're putting. I thought for sure that this putt was going to break off to the right, but it didn't.
Didn't turn.
Hole 9 is a scary tee shot for a guy that misses left like me. So instead, what I do, I flare it out way to the right, and I get really lucky here. Hit a tree, bounce back right at the edge of the fairway. Decided to go with Apex UW here, and man, I kind of got lucky on this one as well. I thought it was in the water for sure, but it ended up carrying, landing in that greenside bunker. I'll take it. This is a pretty decent out. I got this one to right about 8 foot, and I have a chance at par. It didn't turn in, and after the adventure we went on with this hole, I fully deserved the bogey. Making the turn, +1. This is another tee shot where I just did not close the face, flared it out to the right, just off the cart path for this one. 130 from just off the path. I'm hitting 9-iron here. I hit this one pretty decent, I felt like. It's on the green, just to the left side. Another really long birdie putt. But could this be the one? It's tracking. Oh my God, it's tracking. Oh, Finally made a putt. Birdie, baby. Hole 11 is another long par 4. And again, just did not shut the face. Ended up flaring it out a little bit to the right. But this one's not too bad. It's over the bunker. Still 200 yards out. I'm hitting an Apex UW. And man, I am really happy with this shot. Executed really well. It's on the green, just outside the gimme zone. This is where putting on the sim can really bite you. I didn't realize this was as far downhill as it was. Blew it by outside the gimme zone, and now we're putting back uphill. Hit what I thought was a good putt here, but it did not break, and that's a tough way to get a bogey. Hole 12 is 180 yards. I'm hitting a 6-iron. I hit this one kind of thin, but it worked out well. Bounced up right on the front edge of the green and rolled itself into the gimme zone for a birdie. Hole 13 is a shorter par 5. Hit a great drive here. Really like this one. Ended up on the right side of the fairway, and I've got about 210 to the hole. Apex UW is getting a workout today, and I hit another really good shot with it. Just quite didn't get enough to trickle up there on the front edge of the green, but I only got about 10 yards. I decided to putt this one because the green's running away from me. That ended up being a pretty good decision, and we will take the gimme birdie. Hole 14, it's a 422-yard par 4. Hit a really good drive here, drawing in nicely on the left side of the fairway. That left me about 170 yards in, and I hit a 7-iron here and kind of chunked it. Ended up left of the green, just short of the bunker. Little chip over the bunker. I'm starting to do a little bit better with these chips around the green. Got this one in the gimme zone for a par. Hole 15 is a shorter par 4 right at about 100 yards. Now, I thought this was going to draw, but it did not. Ended up being a straight ball and straight into the bunker. Another opportunity to get a sandy from the bunker. Ended up hitting a really nice shot. This bounced once, spun, and ended up in the gimme zone for a par. 2 under, and we're coming down the stretch on hole 16. It's a pretty straightforward par 4, and I hit a good tee ball here, center of the fairway. About 120 out, and this is an in-between zone for me, so I tried to really hit a 50-degree pretty hard. Ended up being a decent shot, just not quite far enough. Got about 20 foot for birdie here. I thought this one was going in. How disappointing. Hole 17 is terrifying for a guy that draws the golf ball. Look at all that water over there. But I hit a really good shot with the Apex UW, just over the flagstick.
Love that.
Another long birdie putt about 20 foot, and I thought I put a really good roll on this, but just did not give it enough. We're headed to 18 tee box, 2 under. This is one of the better rounds I've had on the sim. When I hit this, I thought for sure it was left in the water, but Max K saved my bacon, and it just ended up on the left side of the fairway. I must have had some adrenaline pumping or something, because I crushed this 3-wood. I hit it so well, I thought it might have gotten to the green in 2, but it ended up just short, probably about 10 yards off. Got just a little chip up to the green, and I didn't give this enough to get it into the gimme zone. Gonna have to putt this, see if I can make birdie. Got about 10 foot for birdie here. I played it to drip in the right side and got it. And this is officially the best round I've ever had on the sim. Broke 70. How about that? Thanks for watching. I'll post another one of these next Monday.